This summer at Kids Club Live, our theme is Beyond, talking about Jesus wherever, whenever, and with whoever we meet, everywhere we can. You see, we know how to talk about things we love, and our children are going to be inspired this week to talk about the Jesus they love. As a dad, I noticed that both of my boys fell in love with things that they saw modeled by their mom and dad. I noticed my boys' sports teams seemed to align with mine. I see certain foods that we ate that they took to and are passionate about. But then I also saw both of my sons step into something that was outside of our family, but it's something they were passionately in love with. How do I know they loved it? Because they gave their full attention to it. My oldest son, it was Pokemon. I'll never forget how amazed I was to sit with a 6- and 7-year-old little boy on the floor of his bedroom when he would pull out the figures and he could tell me where they originated from, what they would become, what their powers were as they evolved. It was fascinating to see him give his attention and love to it. And when I asked him why he was so interested in Pokemon, believe it or not, he had a reason. My youngest son, completely different. He fell in love with football helmets, of all things. I know more about football helmets now because of his passion and love than I ever knew before. He can watch a game, even now he's 19 years old. He can watch a game and tell me what kind of helmet it is, why it's made that way, how it protects them. It's fascinating what he gave his attention to, and he'll tell me why it matters. You see, what we're going to challenge the students is that God made us to love, and when we love something, whether it's a restaurant, a movie, a song, there's a reason that we have for loving it. And we want our children to know why they are loved by Jesus and why they love Him. And you see, evangelism is not a canned presentation. It's not trying to win an argument. It's actually being able to share with one another why we love Jesus and what difference He's made in our lives and why we're choosing to be His and to follow His teachings and to follow His ways and to experience Him. Evangelism is not something we have to do. It's actually something we're naturally predisposed to do. And your children this week, your grandchildren, are going to be encouraged to talk about the Jesus they love and why they love Him, because He loved them first. There's a passage in the Scripture that is the core text of this entire week at Kids Club Live. It's 1 Peter 3:15. This is what it says. "But make sure that in your hearts you honor Christ as Lord. Always be ready to give an answer to anyone who asks you about the hope you have. Be ready to give a reason for it, but do it gently and with respect." We know why we love Jesus. Sharing it in our homes, with our friends, and even in odd places with people we meet, it's a story we get to tell. And we're excited to make your children excited about evangelism.